Very good morning, children. Hope you all are doing well. So we are once again back, and today we'll be discussing about the diseases caused by viruses. As we discussed in our previous class, the few diseases caused about bacteria. In our previous class, we learned about diseases caused by bacteria such as tuberculosis, typhoid, etc. So there we discuss about their mode of transmission. In all the previous diseases, what we learned, the pathogen was bacteria. Now here we will discuss about diseases caused by virus in today's class. For example, viral diseases, HIV, AIDS, polio, chikungunya. There are various examples of that. But before that, before we proceed with different diseases caused by virus, we must know that the proper structure of virus. When it comes to the virus, virus is a Greek word. What's its meaning? It's a poisonous fluid, toxic fluid. Virus is a toxic fluid. And virus is considered as the borderline between living and non-living. Why the virus is considered as the borderline between living and non-living? Because when the virus remains outside the body of any living host, it acts as non-living. Whenever the virus enters inside any living host, maybe a plant, animal or human being, it behaves like living. Therefore, virus is considered. What's its meaning? It's a Greek word, a poisonous toxic fluid, means virus. And in the classification, it is placed under microorganism category. As we know microorganisms, when we talk about microorganisms, bacteria, algae, fungus, protozoans and virus. These are the major 5 divisions we call. Microorganisms are mainly classified in these 5 categories. Among these, there are unicellular. They can exist in both the form, unicellular as well as multicellular. They also exist in unicellular as well as multicellular. All the protozoans unicellular. These are also unicellular. But among these 5 major divisions of microorganisms, viruses are very dangerous one, very destructive one. And the mode of nutrition in virus is complete heterotrophic, depending on others. Now, they are all microorganisms, but what virus do? Always it depends upon what are the hosts for the virus to survive, to live in. Maybe plants, animals, even human beings. These all act as host for the virus. Virus always in search of host, like plants, animals or human being. If a virus fail to get hosts like plants, animals, human being, sometimes virus is capable of infecting its friend bacteria itself. See, they are all microorganisms, but what this does, when it fails, first priority will be looking forward for the host like plants, animals and human being. If he fails to get hosts like this, then virus is capable of infecting bacterial cells. Bacteria. Then this is a bacterial cell and this is a virus. When this virus is failed to find any host like this, then he enters in the body of bacteria itself. And the association, when the virus enters inside the bacterial cell, when they both survive, that we call as bacteriophage. Bacteriophage. As we know, the association, combination of algae and fungi, we call ligand. In a similar way, the association of virus and bacteria is termed as bacteriophage. When it happens, when virus is not able to find a host like plants, animals and human beings, the virus infects the bacteria cell and starts living. That association we call as bacteriophage. So therefore, virus is considered as the borderline between living and non-living. When it's living independently outside any host, it behaves as non-living. When the moment it enters inside any living cell, maybe a bacterial cell or plant cell or animal cell or human being cell, whatever cell, it immediately starts behaving as living. This is the feature. Therefore, virus is different than all the rest of the microorganisms. And when we observe the virus at a microscope, it has very simple cell structure. The outer coat made with protein, and inside it will have which is genetic material. The genetic material may be RNA or DNA, not both. This is a very simple cell structure of virus. When we look bacteria under microscope, the bacterial cell will have cell membrane. Above the cell membrane, it will have cell wall. It will have cytoplasm. Then it will have flagella. Algae like Chlamydomonas and all. Similarly, it will have flagella, cell membrane, macronucleus, micronucleus. This is algal cell. When we observe the fungus under the microscope, it will have spore sac on the top. It will have filaments. Then at the bottom, it will have hyphae. This is the structure of fungus. When fungus is observed under microscope, it looks like this. When bacteria are observed under microscope, it looks like this. When algae is observed under microscope, it looks like this. But the virus cell, the cell of virus, when it is observed under microscope, it shows very simple cell structure as shown here. The outer coat, the cell membrane is made with protein, and inside it will have a little amount of genetic material. It may be RNA, ribose nucleic acid, or deoxyribose nucleic acid. This is the cell structure of virus. So the further part will be continued in next session.